Hey everybody, I'm back with another vlog post. This is going to be part two of my Atari series. Since I kind of rambled on about the game so much, I kind of neglected to cover one aspect of Atari, especially of that generation that I absolutely love, and that's the artwork of the boxes in the game. So a couple of years back, I got this. It's called The Art of Atari. It's an amazing book. Got it on Amazon. Really cool. It kind of covers a lot of the history of that. So I just kind of wanted to share with you guys some of the famous artwork that I really enjoy for some of my favorite games. So this will be a little bit shorter video, a little bit different than normal. I just kind of went back through and kind of highlighted in this book some of the coolest artwork I have. So some of these were games I talked about in the previous Atari video. Some of them weren't, but for example, here's one of the games I talked about, Air Sea Battle. You know, when you play the game, it doesn't look like that. So you know, the artwork back in this time was just so amazing. But it's just, you know, like I said, you have to use your imagination with these games. They were kind of limited in what they could do. Here's one of the other games I talked about, Maze Craze. There's the Gallagher comedian-looking dude, you know, and the cops and robbers thing there. That was one of the games I mentioned I really liked back in the day. I mean, just look at how cool this freaking artwork is. This was for a game called Outlaw. I mean, just amazing stuff. These were professional artists. This wasn't just like some dude in his garage or his basement. This was like professional people they bought in. Just such freaking cool stuff. You know, you had the on the front of the box. You had it on the front of the game itself, and then you know you had an instruction booklet, which is something video games have really gotten away from these days. I don't even think they print digital ones anymore. You know, one of the games I talked about, one of the first so-called adventure games, literally just adventure, and that was one of the bastard dragons that you were fighting against. Like I said, I realized in my last video I just kind of did ramble on a little too much, but I wanted to quickly go back as I thought about this. So here's Space Invaders, one of the famous games of that era. I've never been a huge fan of the game itself, but the cabinet, like the arcade cabinet and the box, the artwork is amazing on that. Actually, you know, the little arcade things I have in the background here, I've been trying to come across one of the little, they call them countercades, they're little tiny versions of the Space Invaders cabinet because the artwork on it is amazing. The game itself, whatever, but you know, the artwork. This is from one of the famous games, Asteroids. I mean, just so freaking cool. I mean, you know, it was like artwork was as much a part of it as the game itself because again the limitations of the hardware, you know what they could do, so you had to use your imagination. You're on YouTube now watching me, go ahead and you know search for a video of Atari 2600 games and you'll see they were very simple. You had to kind of use your imagination. Here's one of the ones I talked about, Missile Command. I mean, awesome artwork on this stuff, you know, and it kind of helps the lore of the game. It kind of adds to the not the mystique. That's not the right word. Here's one game I never was a big fan of. It was called Warlords. It was kind of another one of those paddle games, like a medieval kind of thing. But I mean, freaking sweet, you know. So I love this book. Like I sat and read this thing cover to cover. It's like it's not just about the artwork. It was as much about the artists. You know their experiences working for Atari at the time, their lives. So it's not just a book of the images that were you know emboldened on the cartridges, the covers. It's just a cool book. If you're a fan of Atari, I would definitely suggest picking it up. It's not really expensive. One of my favorite games I talked about, Berserk, where you're that little dude fighting your way out. Again, awesome artwork. Let's see here. Kind of wrap this one up. This will be a bit shorter. So here's the Atari 2600 Pac-Man, everybody's favorite, you know. Pac-Man, I've always loved Pac-Man. Like I said, even the Atari 2600 version, which is really not the greatest compared to the arcade, but that's always one that I've loved. You know, like I said, I kind of touched on it in my video. Atari just holds such a special place in my heart because of all the positive memories I have growing up. You know, look, I didn't have the easiest life growing up. I didn't have it as bad as others. I realize that, you know, but that didn't make mine any easier. But Atari was like a friend in the darkness, you know. It just offered me comfort. It took my mind off of things. It was just something else. So, like this, okay, I don't even like football, but I mean, just what a cool freaking picture, you know. I'm getting to the end if I'm boring you guys here. So, you know, the Nintendo classics, Donkey Kong Jr., just, you know, awesome artwork on this stuff. What's a few more that we got here highlighted? Jungle Hunt, the one game I talked about where you have to go rescue your girlfriend from the natives. I mean, just cool looking stuff, man. You know, I don't have any artistic talent or music talent. Maybe writing talent. Maybe this vlog thing is going to take off. I don't know. That's up for the viewers to decide. Make sure you like and subscribe and make comments and let me know. Rebecca insisted I start saying that. So one of the other games I really like, Pole Position racing game, didn't look like that, but it was, you know, awesome artwork. There was one more I wanted to show you guys, and then I'm going to wrap this thing up. But you know, as they got more advanced, the artwork kind of advanced as well. One more, I didn't mark it, so let me just try to find it real quick. If I can find it, great. If I can't, we'll just call it a night. But I wanted to. I thought about it afterward when I did my Atari video, and then I wanted to make sure that, you know, I went back and kind of filled in the blanks on that one. And of course, I'm not finding it. Son of a gun. I'm gonna give it two. There we go. Okay, Atari Warriors, another famous arcade game. You know, very cool. So, all right. Didn't want to go super into detail with that, but I just kind of wanted to follow up because I forgot to mention it in the in the initial Atari video. Probably not going to do another Atari video. Who knows? I mean, you know, things change, plans change. Could be. You know, if you guys like it, maybe I'll come up with something else. Maybe someday we'll do a game review. I don't know. One thing at a time. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.